Okay, today we're going to be talking about, excuse me, games, the book Top 10 Games You Can Play in Your Head by Yourself, edited by Sam Gorski and D.F. Lovett. Very good book, very good book. This is like a book of minimalist micro RPGs, but with no mechanics. You play them, as it says, entirely in your head. You could journal them. Obviously, they seem to follow just most of the genres you would expect: adventure, fantasy, science fiction, space, dungeons, the Alamo, some offbeat stuff like Trucks, The Visitor. These, Your Job, obviously, Another Life. I haven't looked at most of these yet, but one that does interest me very much is one called Murder Night, which is like a Gothic Victorian. Let's get to it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Trying very hard to work out these technical difficulties and not bump the camera and things. Murder Night, right there. Murder Night is a book, or excuse me, is a game about an assassination in London in 1906 at a dinner party, kind of a locked room mystery type deal. You play an assassin, and your character creation, if you adapt it again, using either basic role playing, basic role playing system, or Loner, which we've been using for a impromptu fantasy game, adapt it quite easily. It can be used with an oracle and journaling. And so if you're setting up a character, if you're creating a character, you just ask yourself what length of time you have been assassinating for, and they give you short, medium. If you've been an assassin for an extraordinarily long period of time, it says the puppy stopped breathing. You didn't know you had killed it just yet because, of course, the 3-year-old has no concept of murder. But after growing up, getting an education in school, and killing a few more along the way, murder is now crystal clear to you, and you've been doing it ever since. Deducing the name on the parchment is of little concern to you because you can always just kill them all. You have a parchment with you, sent on your mission with you, as to which one of these suspects, these NPCs, here they are: Standor Stevenson, Bucky Barlow, Calliope Crane, who seems to be a bearded lady. I like that quite a bit. Mystic named Zephyr Xanadu, an Oriental named Chatsworth Chan. Of course, in Victorian potboiler Gothic type literature, Orientals were often seen in the pulps as sinister, racist, but just a reality. And Helen Hayes, one of the first female barristers in the United Kingdom. You note upon seeing her, it says that you've seen her name in the papers, and just because she is famous for being the lethal lady lawyer, but because she's defended at one point or another the rest of the characters. So each of these characters is obviously going to have a story as to why they should be assassinated. You don't know which one you're supposed to kill, but you know as part of your mission, maybe you're hypnotically programmed to kill at the stroke of midnight. You know that as part of your mission you're supposed to kill one of these individuals. So you write down their 6 names, or write down little character cards for each one of them. If you want to go ahead and create full-blown NPCs, and then you can obviously write down their names on separate cards and hide one of the cards without looking at it. And then the object of the game would be to ask the oracle questions, or ask the NPC questions via using the oracle, and then find out, role play, and find out which one you're supposed to kill based on sort of deducing, like a detective in reverse. And again, based on the oracle roll and your imagination with this beginning, this prompt, there's several pages of prompt, which is what this book is all about. It's prompting you to create role-playing games. Now it says that you create them and play them in your mind, but obviously you can have minuscule or minimalist game mechanics aid you in this. You're the assassin. So you creating your character, you ask 3 questions. What length of time have you been assassinating? And there's some comic answers. You're a rookie, having killed only once accidentally or perhaps even never. And so tonight is a very big night. You have to prove yourself, both to yourself and to the people who are counting on you to make this murder happen. This means the missing parchment is a very big deal. If you don't figure out who to kill and make sure they die, you may have to find an entirely new career. Even worse, you could end up dead yourself. Now, say you find as part of your backstory or create as part of your backstory that you may be a part of a cult, and if you don't get this assassination done, they're going to whack you. Or you could be hypnotically programmed to kill at midnight, but you don't know who to kill because you don't have the parchment with you. Darn the luck. And darn the luck, we just... anyway. So, who are you associated with? There's a D6 roll there, possibly on that table. And it goes anywhere from a pilot's union, which is a little strange, but one of the NPCs here apparently is Standor Stevenson, rumored to be the illegitimate son of the Duke. Okay, he wanted to land a man on the moon in 1906. Bucky Barlow. So Bucky Barlow is an American, and he's known for his daring feats and cavalcade of ex-lovers. And he's rumored to have been present at Kitty Hawk when the Wright brothers discovered flight, only to quickly attempt to sell their methods to the Orient. Since the dawn of Prohibition, he has spent more time in the British Isles with a focus on trading American-made automatic rifles for Irish whiskey and Scotch. And then, of course, we have, mysteriously, the bearded lady Calliope Crane, an operatic magician. Her male assistants drown on stage during her most popular show. So these are some interesting victims here, NPCs. So you may be a part of the Pilots Union if you roll the D6 on this table, or the Wizards Guild, very strange, in a modern Gothic. Roving band of mystics and psychics performs many miracles and feats using their powers of hypnosis, but many would prefer if they just vanished in their own disappearing act. Sworn enemies of the Catholic Church and other institutions of power like the government, known for wicked sacrifices in subterranean lairs and great taste in pocket watches. If you're a member of the Wizards Guild, you use powerful tricks of hypnosis and sleight of hand like juggling. You could use loner rules, or no, that's BSPR. You could, come here, don't be difficult. You could use loner solo RPG rules to determine your success or failure in pickpocketing and sleight of hand. Well, you're going to come. There's a section on coming clean, but you may not wish to do that. Where and when to come clean? It says here, if you choose to come clean, it can occur either during dinner, dessert, or digestive. So if this is your approach, please ensure it occurs before the guests are putting their coats on or have had too much to drink. And there's a variant of that, last-ditch effort, come clean. Same option as above, but it is a bluff. In this option, you are coming clean not to genuinely cleanse yourself, but instead to create one final opportunity to gauge their reactions and see if the confession stirs any one guest more than the other. Second chance to read the room. Reading the room is... there's reading the room. Where's that at? The turn. The host. The host greets you at the beginning of the game outside. It's Lord Kitteridge Bloodington, disguised in a hood and a false beard. He meets you outside the lordly manor. You could roll again on the oracle to see if you meet up with him and he lets you in, or if you have to find another way in. There's another aspect of it. Now, there's a 24 option table here. What first drew you to the murder business? And it stuffs choose at least one of the following for your character creation. Or you could roll 2d12. Money, fame, desperation, psychotic episode. Some of these are quite funny. Sale on dynamite, a sale on knives. You're a gun salesman. It's not your fault what people do with your products. A dare. So there is a lot of material here for the potential for a Murder Night to be a micro minimalist RPG using the Loner or one of the other systems like that. But there's a lot of great, wonderful stuff in this book. Tomb raiding, wonderful artwork, great artwork, and a variety of different RPG settings. No mechanics, again, settings for mental RPGs, possibly journaling RPGs, and possibly just micro minimalist gaming, which I intend to do and demonstrate here as soon as I get ready. I have been looking at yet another system I want to review, a book I want to review, but it's a terrible book. It's basically a generic system, but the author, the information in it is so scattered. I've never seen a book so scattered before, but I may still give it a shot. I was going to do a comic book video today because I enjoy them so much. And that is a beautiful. And then, typically fans of role-playing games, people who play role-playing games, also love comic books. But my comic book videos really don't get any views. I can't figure that one out because I was going to cover crime suspense stories here. A really excellent reprint of an old 1950s EC comic. But it just, again, I decided that talking about this other book, talking about games, top 10 games you can play in your head by yourself, was probably better for this morning. But I'm going to get back to this. I keep doing the comic book videos, even though seemingly they're not very popular, basically because I've got a lot of comics and I'm a guy that likes them. I'm an uber geek. And loving being a geek. It's great being a geek, role playing nerd, and comic book guy. And I'm hoping that this won't be the worst episode ever. And that is all for this morning. Thank you. Bye bye.